Since 2015, I've made a special video on how to set the menus up for shooting sports, action, and performance photography. This video is on the A7C Mark II. Remember that these are starting points only, but it will give you a good setup, or a good cam set as they call it, for a good starting point. And so you can change them after this, but these are really going to give you success, okay? Remember to keep your shutter speed high when you're shooting sports, 2,000th of a second, kind of a minimum if possible. It's not always possible, but anyway. So just go through this. Also, not every single menu is going to be in the video. Some of them I just skip over. A lot of the cell phone stuff and the connection for various Wi-Fi and all that, I don't worry about that. I'm just worried about you going to a football game and making nice pictures.
Okay, image quality. I'm a JPEG shooter, so I'm gonna shoot JPEG. I don't shoot RAW, but every once in a while. JPEG quality, I want to go to extra fine for sure, because I only shoot JPEG, right? Image size, 60 megapixels, which is massive. I'm going to go to 4K for the video because I do shoot video sometimes. And I'm going to change it to 10-bit 422 so I get the largest color space possible with the camera. You can see me flipping down through these. I always change it to Adobe because when you shoot JPEG, Adobe is a larger color space. I always write the serial number of each camera so that I can figure out if I have a problem which one it is. It's really important. And I usually go to high continuous for drive mode because I shoot sports a lot and things that move. I'm going to use electronic shutter when nothing's moving, like a portrait or whatever, but I'm going to go to mechanical when I'm doing sports. Anti-flicker. Because I'm an electronic shutter, it's not going to let me select it because it's only available in mechanical. The only exception to that is the Alpha 1, by the way. Setting effect on means that what you see is what you get in your exposure. I'm not going to use an aspect marker. It just kind of puts an overlay on the camera, which I don't care. I'm always going to remove auto ISO, and then I extend it to where I can go to 50, because when I shoot portraits, I want to shoot wide open with a 51.2 or whatever I want, 35.14. I'm going to change the focus mode to continuous, obviously, because I shoot things that move. I always leave it in balanced, and then AF tracking sensitivity 4 is my go-to, but 3 might be better for some of you. And then AF with shutter I'm going to turn off because I'm a back button focuser. Tracking, expand, flexible spot, medium is my go-to. I will change it to small if I'm using a 600 f4 or a 400 2.8 with a 1.4. Those of you that have the 2 to 6, you may find it works better with a small as well. I always do the focus area in red because it shows up better. A lot of people miss that. I always do delete pressing twice. It's much faster, but you got to be careful with it because if it's gone, it's gone. Focus frame display, I always turn on. It allows you to see where your autofocus marker was in playback. It's really cool. So it tells you if you blew it or if the camera messed up. Custom key dial set in stills. This is really, really good. I always go to focus hold button on the lens and I change it to APS-C full frame. And this is what we call punching in. So you can be using you can use the sensor to punch into APS-C without any light loss. So it's like a teleconverter without a light loss, but you do lose resolution. On the A7CR, who cares? Even on the A7C II, who cares? Because it's such a massive thing. There it is, APS-C 35 to full frame. So now that button, the focus hold button, is now a punch-in button, which I love. It's great. I always turn record with shutter on because it's just easier. Touch operation I turn off. I always hit it with my nose. My nose does not know where to put the focus, but my eye does. This is really important. You always have to change your viewfinder brightness from auto to manual, and do not change it left or right at all. Otherwise, it will dim and brighten in different lighting situations, which will definitely mess up your exposures. Always check your version, because if there's a newer one, you want it. You never not want it.